In this video, we are going to understand how to respond to feedback automatically using Chat GPT. So let's say that in your office there is a new HR policy released and you want that every time the form has been filled with the feedback for the HR policy that has been recently released, then with the help of Chat GPT, the content should be generated. Basically, the reply should be generated as per the feedback received, and then a mail should be sent to the user who has just filled up the form. Now, how can that be done? For this, you will have to integrate these applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So your trigger application will be Google Forms, from where you are going to receive a new response. Then your first action application will be Chat GPT, where you would be generating the feedback, and your final action application would be Gmail, where you would be sending a mail along with the generated reply to the feedback. So how do we do that? To understand that, let's begin. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and here we have reached the landing page. So now, since I am an existing user, I'm simply going to click on sign in. If you are a new user, you can sign up. It is not going to take more than 2 minutes. As we do that, we have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. And as we do that, here we can see that we have reached the dashboard. Now on the right hand side, we have the tab Create Workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. So what is my objective here? My objective here is to respond to feedback automatically using Chat GPT. Now I'm going to click on Create. As I do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One here is trigger, another one is action. Now, triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now, as per this integration, my trigger application here will be Google Forms. So let's click on this. Now comes the trigger event. So this is the event that is going to make this workflow run. And here it would be new response received. Now here we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect and Google Forms, so that Pabbly Connect can collect the information. Now to do this integration, we are going to follow the following steps. So let me show you what we have to do. First, I'm going to copy this URL. So this is the Google form that I have already created. This is a feedback form for the new HR policy. Now, what are the fields here? Full name, email address, contact number, department, and then there is a question, what is your opinion on the new HR policy? Now what we have to do is, first of all, we are going to toggle this required button towards the right, so that every time this form is being filled, the moment the person fills this last field, then the response would be generated. So I'm now going to take you to responses. And here we are going to click on the 3 dots here. So here it is asking me to select the destination for responses. So I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. We have got two options here. I'm going to go ahead with the first option. Let's click on create. Now the spreadsheet has been created. So let's view in sheets. So as I do that, here you can see that I have received this information. Let me just format it a bit so that it is absolutely clearly visible to you. Okay, now here you can see that all the fields which were there in the Google form, so they have been acquired here along with the timestamp which is going to note down the date and time of the response received. Now I'm going to take you back to Google Forms, and here I'm going to click on preview, and I'm going to fill up this form. So first of all, the full name. So let's say the full name here is Smart User. Then we have the email address smartuser@pabblytuts.com. And then we have the contact number. Then we have the department. So let's say it is the finance department. And then what is your opinion on the new HR policy? I am highly satisfied with the recent changes made in the HR policy. Okay, this is my reply. I'm going to click on submit. So the feedback form has been submitted. Now taking you back to the Google Sheet. Here you can see that the response has been received by the sheet. Now I'm going to integrate this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. To do so, first we have to go to extensions, then add-ons, get add-ons. Here we have reached Google Workspace Marketplace. We are going to look for Pabbly Connect webhooks. So let's click on this, and you can see that this particular application has already been installed on my system. So please make sure that once you install this, close this window and refresh this page. This is absolutely important. And once you have refreshed this, we are going to take you back to extensions and you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks here. Let's click on this, and now we are going to go to initial setup. Now here you can see that the system has already selected the sheet. We have to fill in the webhook URL and the trigger column. So the webhook URL was this that we had just received. I'm going to copy this once again and I'm going to paste this over here. The next thing is the trigger column. So the trigger column is the final data column where the data is added. Now in this particular sheet, the final data column is column F. So I'm going to write F here and click on submit. So as we do that, we can see that the configuration is all set. Let's click on send test, and the test data has been sent. So now I'm going to close this. Now we want that every time a new row is added here, basically a new response is received, then the response should be shared with Pabbly Connect. To ensure that, we are going to go to extensions once again, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and here we can see send on event. So as I click on this, you would be able to see a check sign right in front like this. So this ensures that Pabbly Connect receives the data. Now I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the response, and here it is. So first of all, this is the question, then we have the answer, trigger column, timestamp, then we have the spreadsheet name, ID, sheet name, sheet ID, row index, full name, email address, department and contact number. Now once we have received this information, I want to generate a reply to the feedback received. So I'm going to use Chat GPT for the same. This here is the chatbot of OpenAI that helps in generating human-like content. So now what is the action event here? Ask Chat GPT. Let's click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Chat GPT account. I'm going to click on add new connection. Now to set up this connection, I need a token. So to get this token, first you have to log into your OpenAI account. Then you can click on this hyperlink. So I have already logged in. I'm just going to click on this hyperlink here. And here it is asking me to create, a new secret key. Let's click on this. Now we have to name our key. So I'm going to just give it demo key. Okay. Let's click on create secret key. The API key has been generated. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. So here we can see that Pabbly Connect and Chat GPT are now connected. Now we have to select the AI model. So here we have got two options, GPT 3.5 Turbo and GPT 3.5 Turbo 0301. So this one here is the latest model, so I'm going to go ahead with this. Next is the prompt. Now the prompt is the instruction that you provide to Chat GPT so that you can get the desired result. And here I'm going to write a reply to the following feedback. Okay. And now I'm going to map the feedback. How do I do that? You can see the previous step over here. Let's click on this, and this here is the reply that we had just received. Now the method with which I have added the information here is known as mapping, and it is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Had I written this manually, so even when my workflow was running for the nth time, it would have taken the same response and not the new response. To avoid that, we go ahead with mapping. So once this is done, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here we have received the response. So let's check out the reply that we have received. So here it is. Thank you for taking the time to share your feedback with us. We are thrilled to hear that the recent changes made to our HR policy have been met with your satisfaction. Your opinion is valuable to us, and we hope to continue providing policies that meet the expectations of our employees. Thank you for your continued support and trust in our organization. Now that's a beautiful reply that has been auto-generated with the help of Chat GPT. What is our next objective? I want to write a mail to the user who has just filled up this form. So I'm going to choose my final action step. Here it is, Gmail. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to send email. Let's click on connect. So here again, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Gmail account. Let's click on add new connection and connect with Gmail. So here we have to choose an account. So I have done that. And now Pabbly Connect wants to access my Google account. So this is absolutely secure. I'm going to click on allow and the authorization has been successful. So once this is done, now we have to map this information. First of all, the recipient's email address. So as I click on this, I'm going to go to step 1 and this here is the email address. Next one is sender's name. So let's say it is Pabbly Connect. Now this information is static because the name of the company is not going to change. So I did not map it. Next is email subject. So here I'm going to write thank you for your response. Okay, then we have to enter the email content type. This is plain email content. So here I'm going to write dear and now I'm going to map the name of the person. So here it is, dear smart user. So once I have mapped the name, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to map the feedback's reply. So I'm going to go to step 2 and here is the reply. So once done, we are just going to write regards Pabbly Connect. If you wish to add any attachment, you can attach the URL here and the name of the file here. I'm just going to leave this blank. Click on save and send test request. So as we do that, here we have received the response which basically says that now the user must have received the email. Let's go and check the same. And here you can see that yes, we have received our mail. So dear smart user, and then we have the message regards Pabbly Connect. So this basically means that our integration is a complete success. Now we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to Google form and here I'm going to submit another response. So here what is the full name? The full name here is test user. Then we have the email address which is testuser@pabblytuts.com. Then we have the contact number and then we have the department. Let's say this time it is marketing department. And what is your opinion? I am not at all satisfied with the new policy. I need a discussion with the HR team. Okay. So once I have added this, I'm going to click on submit. Now, as soon as the form has been submitted, what should happen? So automatically first a reply should be generated and then it should be sent as a mail to the user. So let's go and check for our mail address. And yes, we have received another response. Dear test user, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We understand your concerns and would like to have a discussion with you to better understand your perspective. Please let us know what time works best for you to meet with our HR team and we will arrange a meeting as soon as possible. We value your feedback and look forward to addressing your concerns. So here we can understand that, Chat GPT is generating content as per the reply, as per the feedback that we have received. So this is amazing. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application is Google Forms where the event is new response received. And then our first action application is Chat GPT where the event is Ask Chat GPT, and our final action application is Gmail where the event is Send Email. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.